All right, stream starting if you guys can set that up.
Brady, is this better? Yeah. We're good. I think my volume's messed up.
Okay, cool. We're good. All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Neutral Zone Reaction. It's great to be back on this fine Tuesday night in April, which is now 1 a.m. where I am. But back in America, everyone's chilling. How you doing, Alex?
I'm doing good. Final season, draft season, basketball playoffs, hockey playoffs.
Heck
What a time
yeah!
to be alive.
I know you've been hard at work with all the scouting, all the player analysis. How long have you been working on that this season?
I started right after Thanksgiving, and I slowed down a bit. I'm up to about 70 prospects that I've looked at.
Holy cow!
Yeah, it's a grind.
Yeah, for real. Brady, I'm sure you're ready to play GM today since you've got all that NFL knowledge stored somewhere up there, right?
Oh, of course. It's up there. Don't worry. Don't worry about it.
Something stupid, I'm sure. But
Can't wait to look at Jules.
Yeah, I'm excited. All right, well, I've got this randomized list of our names, and we're gonna.
It's fancy.
I know, super fancy. So we're gonna start that up and see who goes first, who goes second, who goes third. 1, 2, 3, randomize. And the first pick of the draft goes to, you can't see from here, Brady Hannon, the Carolina Panthers. Number 2 is Alex, and number 3 is me. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and just see how long we go.
Jules gets the most interesting pick.
Well, it's not gonna be.
Anyways.
All
right. 1-1.
Let's start it up.
I don't think it's hard.
Wait, hold on.
I don't know who that Reddit dude is this morning. I don't trust it. Bryce Young's going 1 overall. No doubt. It's the right pick. It's what they should do.
Wait, Brady, there's something important. That's gotta happen.
Oh, nah.
Wait. Oh, that's an ad. I'm trying to play something for you, of course.
Yeah, he's not the draft sound effect.
Sorry, YouTube ads are giving us a great time here. All right.
I can tell.
That's all. All right, you're up.
Yeah, we didn't get to boo you though.
Sorry.
Commissioner Bergman is on the call.
With the first pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers will not select the guy from the red post, but they will indeed select Bryce Young, quarterback, Alabama.
All right, on to the next pick. Enough of you. What do we got the Texans doing?
It wasn't a hard pick.
All right, I got a question. Are we doing this as if what we would do or what we think is going to happen?
What we would do.
All right.
Well, or what we
you
think.
can say what you think would happen, but like what you would do.
Probably what we think's going to happen. Or what we would
Really?
do. Whatever, or
let's do what we would do.
Sure.
Do what we would do. What we think the team should do, not what we would do if we, not like every pick's the Bears, but like what we would do if we were that team.
Yeah. So what
well,
I would do if I was the Houston Texans here as the second overall pick.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Or Brady, do you want to talk about number one, or do you think?
I don't think it's that hard. I think he's the best quarterback by far, and the Panthers are desperate. We see as they gave up 3 boatloads of picks to the Bears, so I don't think it's that hard. I mean, it's been common knowledge. I think we should move on.
All right.
Sorry, I'm writing down the draft order on my tablet here, so I'm looking down.
All right. For the sake of being interesting, then I guess.
Oh dear.
I'm not going to go with the guy who a lot of people have as the number 2 overall pick, and I'm not going to go with the guy that I had originally had as the Houston Texans taking in my mock draft that I made a week ago. I'm going to take quarterback Anthony Richardson out of Florida.
That's this. Why?
With the second overall pick.
Why would you do that? That's stupid.
Because Houston's not competing next year, so they can redshirt him.
They're not going to compete ever with a 50% passer at the helm. I mean, I don't see it.
I got news for you. He's not going to stay as a 50% passer.
Well, he wasn't.
He's going to go down to 25%.
Dude, what successful college quarterback was 53% in college? I mean, that's like alarming.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen was like 60%.
Oh, okay.
And Josh Allen also
he was also playing in Wyoming. Yeah,
I know. Who do you think? Dude, I don't even know if Wyoming has coaches, bro. They probably just got like mountainsides to coach the players. I mean, don't judge Wyoming.
And they were playing against other mountainsides. I think Anthony Richardson is not a polished product, but he was playing in the SEC, and it makes sense why his production was so terrible. And Houston can afford to redshirt him.
Dude, Hendon Hooker's production was fantastic. Bryce Young's production was fantastic. Right. And they have the same level of recruits as Florida.
We have reason to expect
you have
Richardson
delusional
to get
reason. I don't like it.
Hey, let the scout talk. Let him do his thing, Brady.
Sorry, I'm used to. Jules has so many bad takes. It's just like automatic at this point.
Let me just quickly go through how I view these quarterbacks. I think it's Bryce Young in a tier by himself, and then the next 3 guys, I think you could match, like different franchises, different rosters might value them differently based on where they are. And I think there's a case for Stroud to be here as the second overall pick, but I think Richardson fits with Houston's timeline better. So that's why I went with Richardson.
All right. No, that's respectable. I don't agree with it, but it's respectable.
Fair
it's better
enough.
than most of Jules' picks.
I don't agree with the pick, but I definitely could see like a reasoning behind. I mean, if they want to get that explosive guy, then and take a chance on Richardson, that's the guy to pick in this draft. And are we doing? I'll say we're not gonna do like actual trades. I think the Titans will trade to number 3. I think they're so desperate to get their franchise guy. But
what's wrong with the trade?
I mean, we can do trades. What?
It's not like they have a second. We're only doing the first round. It's not like we're doing later picks. It doesn't matter what the trade is. They're going to swap first and have later picks.
Alex, do you want to do trades?
We can definitely do trades. Yeah, we can definitely do trades.
Sure, as long as both teams agree with it, because that's the thing. Is in a case like this, it makes sense, but we just got to keep that in mind.
That's fair.
Okay. Well,
I think we can agree that that's fine.
I'll say Tennessee trades up to get CJ Stroud at 3 and get their quarterback. And the Cardinals are then moving back to 11. It's either going to be the Titans or I could see the Raiders moving up from 7, but the Raiders are too unpredictable with that GM situation. They're probably going to take a second-round guy with the number 7 pick, to be honest. So as much as I want to
I
go
agree
Will
with
Anderson, as much as I would want to go Will Anderson here, I think the Cardinals need so many more picks, and so I think the Titans will trade up here and take Stroud.
That's fair.
Fair. Okay. I hate this, but like, I didn't think this is how the draft was going to go. I didn't think there'd be back-to-back quarterbacks to start. But the Colts need a quarterback. We all know they're going to take a quarterback, and for some reason, people like Will Levis, and I think the Colts are going to take Will Levis at 4 in this situation.
But would you take Will Levis in this situation?
Ooh.
If I was the Colts right now, I would probably trade down. But
Really?
what I think the Colts will it. Well, should I play it based on what I think the Colts should do or what they're gonna? I think I should do what
this
they're
mock
gonna
draft
do.
should be what you would do if you were their GM, but also what you think is going to happen.
Well, what I think is gonna happen is they take Will Levis. What I think they should do is they should. Honestly, they should probably. They probably
Who's
just should
trading
take
up? Who's trading up for 4?
Exactly.
If
Well,
not for
someone who wants Anderson or Carter could.
I mean, honestly, I could see the Bears almost doing that if they really like Carter. But
Oh,
probably true.
that would get
all right,
interesting.
I'm gonna go with Will Levis for the Colts. He's the last top-notch, quote-unquote, quarterback.
Top notch.
I think that's what's gonna happen.
You're forgetting about a guy who wears number 5 for a team in orange.
He'll come
He's
later.
not- he's
Don't worry. Hold your horses.
He shouldn't, but we'll see.
Will Levis
Julie.
really helped out our defense this year. He didn't even throw for 100 yards against us. He threw 3 picks. It was a great game. But yeah, I would see the Colts taking him as well.
All right, Alex, you
Yeah.
got Seattle.
This is even easier than Carolina's pick. It's Jalen Carter. It always was Jalen Carter to Seattle. It's a gimme if he falls to 5 and there's no quarterback to trade back with. Carter's the best player in the draft. The
Yeah.
Seahawks have a need in the front 7. Perfect fit. Seattle would sprint to Carter.
Character issues.
I don't give a rip about character.
Dude, you think
Russell
Pete
Wilson has
Character-
character issues?
Hey, just
Pete
wait
Carroll doesn't
till
care about no character issues.
just wait till the next Laramie Tunsil gas mask comes out, and then we'll really get to see a draft shakeup.
And how'd that work for all the teams that passed up on Larry?
Not good.
Yeah. Could you imagine Russell Wilson and Jalen Carter in the same locker room though? That would have been hilarious. All right. Anyways, 7's interesting here, Jules.
I mean 6.
Actually, no, it's not.
Yeah,
Yeah, 6.
I'm 6 now. The Lions. It's an interesting pick. I do think so because they just traded away Jeff Okudah. They have no cornerbacks. No one. I couldn't name a single corner on the Lions right now off the top of my head. But I think if Mr. Anderson is still on the board, I mean, you pair him opposite of Hutchinson, that's one of the potentially most lethal young passing rushing duos in the whole league. I don't see any way they pass that up, honestly. So I'm gonna go Will Anderson to the Lions there at 6.
Fair.
There's some other edge rushers too.
I could see them taking Tyree Wilson.
Over Anderson?
I don't buy that hype.
I've seen reports that Detroit is infatuated with this guy. I mean,
Yeah, but I'd be
got all the
more
tools.
infatuated with Will Anderson. He's insane.
of course you would be, but this is the Lions, dude. We don't know what they're gonna do.
The Lions
Dude,
had a
up till,
great
like-
draft last year.
Dude, people forget up until 6 months ago, the Lions were a poverty franchise. Like,
Yeah,
don't know.
you're, that's true.
anyways, I got the Raiders.
Lions are gonna win
I
the
feel this is
North
pretty
this year,
easy.
though. Unfortunately,
I think this is a pretty easy pick for the Raiders. I mean, I don't know what they have. They got Devonta Adams. Their line is fine. They got Josh Jacobs. They got Max Crosby. They need secondary. Their secondary is terrible every year. It's the same story every year. And we know the Raiders. They like big. They like fun. They like flashy. They're going to take Christian Gonzalez. He's arguably the best corner in the draft, along with Devin Witherspoon. He's faster. He's flashier. He just fits the Raiders, I feel like.
Alex.
West Coast. And I think he's going to slide in there and do well.
Alex, who do you have as corner 1 this year?
I have Gonzalez as corner 1, but I have 3 corners in my top 8 players as far as draft grade goes.
Oh, shoot.
So-
Okay.
Christian Gonzalez is 4 on my board. Witherspoon is 7, and then Joey Porter Jr. out of Penn State is 8.
Really?
Yeah, Porter's going to be
Interesting.
good, too.
So I think corner is the deepest and best position in this class. And I think you're going to find corners that should have been second rounders being picked in the third and maybe even into the fourth round.
Dang.
I think corners, not only is it top heavy with Gonzalez and Witherspoon and Porter, but it's super deep as well.
Interesting.
So do you have the Falcons going that way at 8 or somebody else?
No, for the Falcons, I am in between two edge rushers here.
Which two?
It's going to be Tyree and Nolan, I bet.
Yeah, a personal favorite of mine in Nolan Smith. And
why do you like this Nolan Smith dude so much?
Watch the tape.
I don't watch it.
He is so fast. He's got the best bend in the class. He's super explosive. He ran a sub 4.40, which I know you guys don't love to focus on the combine, but
that doesn't matter, bro. He's a DN. 0.1 seconds.
Yeah, obviously he's
winning a game is a straight line sprint. That doesn't matter.
No, but the fact that he was able to run that time is a testament to his explosiveness.
Okay, fair.
And his jumping numbers were off the charts as well. He's a great leader. He is only like 235 pounds, but he's a very good run defender as well. But then Tyree Wilson, I think, has a higher ceiling because of the size-speed combination. And for that reason, I am going to take Tyree Wilson for Atlanta. I just think Atlanta's in more of a position to swing for the fences here, even though I think Nolan would be a better player right now. Wilson could really turn into an all-pro if he can put all of his physical gifts into some really good production.
All right, interesting. All right, Jules, you got the Bears.
I did get the Bears.
It's the big pick. Do not be their past management here.
Obviously you guys have heard a little bit from me about how it would be fun to see a Fields Bijan Robinson backfield with two explosive running backs.
Look, there's no way.
However, that's not the way I'm gonna go.
Did you see the Ian Cunningham quote today?
The what?
The Bears assistant GM. He did a press conference today, and he was asked dead on, "Do you think it's outrageous or dumb to take a running back in the top 10?" He says, "No, I don't."
Well, no, of course it's not outrageous.
It's pretty outrageous.
I think I would love to see Bijan Robinson on the Chicago Bears. I would love it.
Then take Bijan.
However, that's not the way. That's not the best pick here. That's not the best pick here. The best pick is to go with an offensive tackle, obviously. And I keep hearing buzz that Skoronski is like a better guard than a tackle. Is that true, Alex?
Yeah, he's got very short arms, so his worst reps at tackle are where edge rushers can just extend into his frame and just drive him back into the.
Okay.
He's not a tackle. I don't view him as a tackle.
Well, given that I sent Will Anderson to the Lions, we're gonna need some protection on the right side or the left side. I'll go with another Ohio State guy. I'll give us Paris Johnson. I'm in Europe. I'll take the guy named Paris. I think he's a good fit for the Bears. Have I watched the tape? Of course not. I'm just going to go with the guy who seems to be a consensus pretty high up on everyone's board. And we get the Ohio State quarterback, Ohio State right tackle. Is he right tackle, left tackle? I don't even.
He's played both, and he's played guard.
Okay, well we've got a few guards right now. I know we signed that guy from the Titans in free agency.
Yeah. Oh, and Paris is not going to be a guard at the next level. He just has that versatility that he played it for.
Paris is a monster.
So the Chicago Bears at 9 select Paris
Johnson.
I
would love if the Bears got Paris Johnson. Okay. So at 10 we got the Eagles. So looking at the board, I don't know what you see what the Eagles need, right?
Not much.
To me, it comes down to a couple players. They don't need line. They don't need Peter Skoronski. I mean, he'd help. But they don't need a line. They don't need corners because they got Darius Slayback.
They lost Bradbury, though.
They lost Bradbury.
They did.
Wait, did they? Who did he sign with?
Wait, I thought he still was on the team.
I thought they returned both of them now that I think about it. Free agency. Let's see.
The depth chart.
Yeah, the Eagles re-signed him. 3-year deal.
Alex, I have a question as my scouting department from the scouting department. I've heard good things about this guy. What does the film say on Dalton
Kincaid,
the Utah tight
Cade.
end? That's what I said.
I think he's really good. He is not a run blocker, and no one will ever mistake him for being a run blocker.
That's what I've heard.
But he's the best. He's the best route runner of the tight ends in this class.
Okay.
So if you're looking for more of that, obviously you'd hate to compare anyone to the best in the game, but like the player he reminds me of, just as far as play style, is Kelsey, in that he runs the same sort of route tree. And he's got good ball skills. I think he's going to be really good. He's my top 10 end.
Okay. I'm going to totally ignore what you said. I'm going to take Bijan Robinson.
I was going with that. I was like,
if you were gonna tell me he was a stud, I would consider it, and it sounds like he's pretty good. But I don't see, because I was thinking like, Kelsey just beat Eagles in the Super Bowl. But
Travis Kelsey player comp. Oh,
this is such an Eagles pick. Eagles pick. The Eagles are gonna take this freak of nature guy who's gonna be productive. He's gonna give Hurts layups, and he's gonna take hits off Jalen Hurts. I think the Eagles take Bijan Robinson. I think it's a great pick, and I would be scared if I were the Bears and any other NFC team.
Yeah. The fit is sick. The fit is really sick. It's just a shame that they have to pick him at 10 if they want him instead of at like 16 or something.
They could trade back since we're doing trades.
I mean, hypothetically, like if Houston, New England wanted to trade for a corner, they could, but
for reference, Kincaid is number 26 on my board. So I'm not saying he's going to be Kelsey. I'm saying that is he's in the mold of that. Like
that's his ceiling.
Yeah. Well, no, that's not. He doesn't have that ceiling. He can't be the greatest tight end of all time.
He could.
But I'm saying that's like the archetype that he fits. All right. So there was a trade here.
There was.
So I'm looking for Arizona now.
They need like 3 of everything.
And Arizona is going best player available
easily, for
sure. So that could be. Quick look at my board. Any of 3 players that I'm between. It could be Skoronski as my top offensive lineman. It could be Nolan Smith as the best edge rusher. And it could be Jack Smith and Jigba because they figure to trade DeAndre Hopkins and have nobody as a pass catcher. And because you guys won't, I will take Nolan Smith here at 11.
Fair enough.
They have 0 pass rushers with the loss of J.J. Watt. And like I mentioned, Nolan's a great leader as well. So I think he can I sort of like – I mocked him to Vegas in my mock draft a week ago because of similar reasons where that they just sort of don't have a direction. I really think just in the locker room, I think he's going to be a great captain of the defense as well as being so electric on the field.
All right.
Jules,
well,
the Texans
I've got the
pick.
Texans now, right?
They already got 42% completion percentage, cannon of an arm AR.
Yeah, go all the way and take Quentin Johnson here.
I love that. That would be a great pick. They have 2 70-yard touchdowns and do nothing else the whole year.
Or like Darnell Washington. Just take some big dude that runs fast.
Darnell Washington.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with the Houston Texans.
Okay.
There's a lot of receivers in this draft, and the Texans are going to pick again at the top of the second round, or near the top of the second round. I think they could go, D'Amico Ryans is going to want some more pieces on that defense. The best edge rushers are kind of off the board. I think they could go corner here to pair up with Stingley. I'm going to give them Devon Witherspoon. From Illinois. I mean, first off, if an Illinois guy is projected to be this high in the draft, they got to be good. That's
actually so facts.
Because when else is anyone from Illinois ever getting drafted or nevertheless drafted in the first round? I feel like Whitney Merciless was the last. He go to Illinois, right?
Yeah,
the Lions got a stud last year. Kirby Joseph was from Illinois.
He was in like the 4th round, though.
Yeah, that was... I don't know who that is, but it was not a first rounder. I know that.
Second round, I think.
So
Maybe not.
I'm gonna give the Texans Devon Witherspoon, because if you look at that cornerback room right now, I just pulled up their depth chart. They got Stingley at right corner, and then they got Steven Nelson as the opposite corner, which inflicts just no fear whatsoever into me if I'm the opposing offense. Jalen Petrie is pretty good. Jimmy Ward's pretty good at safety. So give him another corner, round out that secondary. You got 2 young corners for the next 5 years locked up, basically.
Fair. All right. I got the Packers now. I really see the Packers going with a weapon here. And I'm going to give them Jackson Smith and Jigba, which I don't like.
I was just about to offer to trade up 1 pick.
I would trade.
Trade up 1 pick. I was going to trade 1 pick up from New England to Green Bay to secure JSN, because I was afraid you were going to do that.
I don't think the Packers would do that. I think they like him. But
Yeah.
I think the Packers would take JSN. Well, then again, when's the last time the Packers took a receiver in the first round?
Or listen. Hey, I think this is a whole secretly this is a screw you Aaron Rodgers thing, just taking a receiver.
Yeah,
I think it's hilarious. But more a matter of fact, they need weapons. We know after Christian Watson's, they have no one. So I was thinking, they need a tight end too. So I was looking at Dalton Kincaid, but the Packers want to run the ball. The Packers want to run the ball. And you said he's not a good blocking tight end, and I don't know how much Jordan Love likes his tight ends. He throws a lot of picks. He probably wants receivers that are just going to be wide open. And I see that as Jackson Smith and Jigba. I think that's the best fit for Green Bay. I really hope they don't get him. I hope they go and draft I hope they don't get I don't even know who I hope they get, bro. Some Quentin Johnson or something at 12th overall. But we'll see what happens.
I hope they take a bum at 13.
Just to scare you guys even more about the prospects of JSN in Green Bay, I saw somebody who runs analytics on the combine saying that JSN ran the second best, had the second best, not time, but the reps of the I forget what the drill is called. Basically, when they're running routes with the quarterbacks, and said he ran the best drill of that other than Jefferson that he'd ever seen, Justin Jefferson.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's a stud. The Bears just can't draft him at 9 when they need so much help.
If he ran a 4.4 instead of a 4.55 as far as long speed, he's a top 5 pick, I think. But he just lacks that second gear to run away from guys. So
please don't take him, Packers. Please don't do it.
I have the
New England
honor for Bill Belichick. Yeah.
I went to Walmart earlier. I bought some guys.
Now, if it was me, I would have considered quarterback here because I think Mac Jones is bad, but I don't view any other quarterback as worthy of the 14th overall pick.
Fair enough.
That leaves me with some choices here. I'm going to go with hesitancy, Quentin Johnston, wide receiver out of TCU.
Wow.
Fair enough.
Hesitancy. And I think New England's offense has been so stale for so long. And I don't know if Mac Jones has the capacity to get the ball 50 yards down the field where Johnston figures to be running his routes. But if he can, he'd be a really good field stretcher for New England. So I'm going to go Johnston there.
Fair. All right.
I like that pick. I mean, he was a beast at I like that pick there at 14, right?
15, I think.
Which means 15 is
the Jets. Jets.
Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. It feels so good to say that statement after however many years. Yesterday was a very, very, very good day, to say the least.
It was not. It really wasn't.
They got a good haul for him, though. It kind of sucks.
They won the trade, guys.
They got a first rounder and a second rounder, right? That's
crazy.
you look at what Russell Wilson got. I'd rather have Rodgers than Russell Wilson. And for Russell, it was like 2 firsts, another this, another that, and a $200
Russell
million
was earning that
contract.
You're comparing that haul to literally the worst trade in NFL history. Ask Denver if they'd rather have Russell Wilson or their 3 first-round picks back. I wonder what they say.
Hey, they were pretty hyped at the time.
Yeah, I'm sure they were.
At the time.
So for the Jets, I'm gonna say they got so many playmakers. Their defense is looking good. There's no like, I feel like they don't have a lot of linebackers, but there's no linebacker that really stands out to me here. There's no edge rusher that really stands out. So I'm going to go back to the offensive side of the ball and see that the only position of weakness, of clear weakness on the Jets is tight end. So I'll send Kincaid over to the Jets because they don't have a
There's
tight
no way you
end.
pronounce. Is that how you pronounce it, Kincaid?
Dalton
Yes.
Kincaid.
Oh,
It's either him or Michael Meyer are like the top 2 guys there, right?
You think their offensive line is set?
I know they have like 2 or 3 guys coming back from injury. Mekhi Becton, McGovern, right? Or did McGovern leave in free agency? They have Elijah Vera Tucker coming back from injury.
I think they re-signed McGovern.
Did they re-sign
Yeah,
McGovern? They've
they're
got Mekhi
missing a-
Becton. They've got Elijah Vera Tucker.
But
I thought they signed someone else in free agency either last year or this year.
Last year, they signed George Fant to a 1-year deal.
he's almost he's not good.
You know what? I'm going to stick to my pick. I think the
Okay.
Jets have not had a good tight end in my entire lifetime, and they're going to try and change
Right.
that. Dustin Keller,
Right.
that's got to be the last Jets tight end who is capable of putting up any kind of numbers.
That was a
Kellen
name,
Winslow-
Dustin Keller.
Kellen Winslow Jr.
All right. Well, with the next pick in the draft, I think Washington's looking. They're shocked this dude's still here. Their O-line was a mess. They have Sam Howell, who I don't know why they're planning on starting Sam Howell, but that's what they're doing. They're the Commanders. And I think they go with Peter Skoronski. I mean, I think it's going to shore up their O-line. They can move them around wherever they need. And that O-line's a tire fire. We all know this. I think it's going to protect their young quarterback. And they got some weapons. They got him back. They don't need any of that. I think they shore up their O-line to help out the quarterback. And it's a steal at 16.
Yes, that is very good value. I'm going to get even better value here with
You're going to take
Pittsburgh.
Joey Porter.
Legacy pick, baby.
Yeah, I
Joey
had the Steelers.
I called it.
taking
I
him
called it.
too.
I called it.
I had the
I was actually
Steelers
thinking about
going
taking him,
Porter
but I
as
was
well.
like, nah.
It's they need a corner. His dad played there. He embodies the Pittsburgh toughness. JPJ staying in the state of Pennsylvania.
Well,
Dang,
All right.
we all had him going to Pittsburgh.
I am going earlier personally, but
Oh, really?
Um,
Oh no, in my
yes.
like back of my mind mock this afternoon, I'm looking at the corners and looking at all the positions. I'm like, Pittsburgh's taking Joey Porter Jr. And his dad, they're gonna show some family picture, and his dad's gonna be like, "Yeah, son, there you go."
or at the
who's-
very least, if he's available, the cameras are just going to be until the pick is in. They're just going to be on him and his dad
Mhm.
for sure.
So who's after them? The Lions.
yeah.
The Lions. And
This is
Alex,
2024 NFC North champ.
who's the Lion? Let's see who the Lions tackles are right now.
Panay
Sewell?
Sewell.
I know
They're-
Sewell. I
that's
know they have
pretty good.
Sewell. I don't know who else they have. Lions depth chart. Oh, they also could use a tight end. And they don't need a
Yeah,
tackle.
we stole theirs.
Huh?
So we stole theirs.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, they really need a corner. And Joey Porter's gone.
Did we not draft them, Christian Gonzalez?
No, I gave him
No,
Will
they
Anderson.
got dude.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
that is one of the picks that I've sort of made in the back of my mind this entire time. Is the Ron's taking 6.
They really need a who's your best corners after those top 3?
Deontay Banks is 4 out of Maryland, and Cam Smith out of not Mississippi State. Where is Cam Smith out of? South Carolina.
South Carolina.
5. 5.
I've heard second round stuff about Cam Smith, second and third round.
Smith is number 26 on my board.
They really need a corner though. I'll give him Deontay Banks because the Lions.
That's fine.
The Lions.
That's what I would have.
Need someone there. They've got Chase Lucas and Cam Sutton as their top two, and who even? Jaren Williams.
Is Amani Aruwariye not on the team anymore?
Who?
Amani Aruwariye.
I don't see him. I see their backup safety is Ifeatu Melifonwu, brother of Obi, I'm guessing.
Sure, good enough.
All right. I actually I got a trade going down here.
Okay. Respect.
I think that Tampa's gonna look down to trade and they're gonna trade with the Chargers. 2 spots down.
Ooh.
Okay.
And I think the Chargers are gonna take
Would
Callahan.
the Chargers would okay.
Chargers are gonna take the defensive tackle from Pittsburgh.
Kalijah Cansey.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how are you trying to pronounce that, Brady?
Just defensive tackle from Pittsburgh. That's all I got.
Did I hear Kalijah?
I heard that too.
Kalijah Cansey.
Kalijah. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh,
I think it was fine.
Oh no.
And why would the Chargers trade up for a defensive tackle?
Because the Chargers' interior D line has been weak, and the Chargers do not have a lot of holes.
Also,
and I think
I'm the Chargers, and I do not agree to this trade.
Yeah, I was gonna say you need both teams to.
I'm gonna veto. I'm gonna
Jules, don't
veto
ruin
this. I'm gonna veto this.
All right. Well, Jules ruined my trade.
Oh, we don't need to trade up 2 picks for this guy.
Pick with
The
Tampa.
Seahawks already took Jalen Carter. They're not going to take a deep
I don't like
tackle.
this pick. Okay. What does Tampa need though? Like
Everything.
They need a
they have
quarterback.
receivers, their O lines,
They
Do
need
they have
linebackers because didn't Devin White request a trade or Levon? I think
they're
Devin
not going
White
to take an
requested
off-ball
a trade.
linebacker.
They need. They could go a few routes with this pick.
I mean, what interior alignment are good left or like top? I think there's no interior alignment till like the next round.
Osiris Torrance, sick name.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna give the. I don't know, man. This is tough.
Clock's ticking, bud.
My thing won't load. I can't see the board.
Oh my gosh.
Hold on, man.
Ask Alex a position. He's got all the all the words.
Yeah. I think they make a splash here. I think they take Hendon Hooker.
Yeah.
Quarterback from Tennessee.
Go, baby.
I've seen this mocked. I mean, it makes too much sense. He can send that offense behind Baker for a year. He's smart. He's processes. He's got weapons. They can address the line in the next few rounds.
Pick.
Because if there's anything Hendon Hooker needs, it's more time to not play football.
Exactly.
He's going to be 27 by the time he sees the field.
That is an excellent pick, Brady. I think he's in there by week 4. Baker's going to
he's
have
out
a
of
great.
there. He's back out of there by week 6.
I think that's
In
why I
by
want to trade
4
back.
and out by
In there,
6?
but like, I think Hendon Hooker's there, and I think I think they take Hendon Hooker. I mean,
one excellent selection.
I've seen
by
rumors he's
Tampa
not getting
Bay.
out of the top 20. I don't think it happens.
Okay, well.
Jules is so
okay.
excited.
I'm so happy. I'm so glad I get to wait another pick just to still relish this moment. You know.
I have Seattle here. And Seattle already took Jalen Carter. They already took the best player in the drafts. So now I want to give them an offensive pick, although there is a defensive player that's quite tempting here. And that, you know what? We're doubling down on defense. Their defense was terrible last year. I'll double down. I'll give them Brian Branch, the slot cornerback out of Alabama.
I thought he was a safety. Is he not?
Yeah, I thought he was.
He's a slot corner 70% of the time.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes. Box safety, slot corner, He doesn't have the range to play deep safety, in my opinion. He can maybe do it, but he is best up around the line of scrimmage. So
All right.
that's who I'll go with.
Sweet. And that leaves me with the Chargers. And I'm gonna say, screw your pick, Brady, for Los Angeles. We don't need
That is a good pick.
Kalijah Chancey. We're gonna go with a different mode here. Even though I think that would be a good pick for them, to be honest, because they could use some D-line interior. But I think that you look at that team, and there is just.
I like to trade up.
Oh, is that so?
I'd like to trade up from 23, please.
I'm not going to do that because I think I'm taking the guy you might be taking. The Chargers tend to have quite a few injuries at the wide receiver position. And there's a guy named Jordan Addison still on the board for Los Angeles. So he's going to be wearing the powder blue and yellow next year at 21. Jordan Addison.
Want Jordan Addison in purple. I really do.
Well, here's a question. What kind of value are we talking on this trade?
Oh, we don't have a second round pick, and I'm not giving you my third round pick. So,
well, that blows. All right. Yeah. Well, Jordan Addison's a Charger then.
All right. Well, I got scared. You scared me for a minute with that pick. But
what do you think I was going to do?
You'll see in a sec. Chill.
Okay.
The Ravens. I mean, the Ravens' defense is always good. Their line's always good. They're trying to get Lamar. What do they need? They need more weapons. They're going to take Zay Flowers, and they're going to get Lamar some. They're going to get Lamar some easy completions. They're going to get Lamar some yak, and they're going to make Lamar nice and happy up there in Baltimore.
Oh no, Vikings! What happened?
The Vikings are in shambles. Oh no!
So where'd all your receivers go?
This is about worst case scenario for the Vikings in that the top 4 corners are all gone, and the top 4 receivers are all gone.
You got there's tight end left.
They don't need a tight end. They have Hawkinson.
3 tight ends already.
Oh yeah, you guys overpaid that blocking tight end. I forgot.
And we have Hawkinson.
Bro, Evan talks about who's that blocking tight end you guys signed?
Darnell Washington. Josh.
Evan talks about that guy religiously. It's so funny. Evan's like, oh yeah, we're gonna be so much better. We got Josh Allen.
I honestly did not know that he was even a blocking tight end until I saw
I don't even think Evan knows who that is. Like, if you pointed out Josh Allen in a game where it's like, which one is Josh Allen? I don't even know. And he's like, this guy's stretch forward in the Vikings run game. Oh my God.
I only know him I knew him from stealing 1-yard touchdowns from Mark Andrews in fantasy.
Fair.
And then I was like, we paid this man how much? And then
I saw 21 mile. I'm like, oh, this guy must be. I assumed he was like a guard or a tackle, someone I never heard of, or an interior lineman. And no, he's a tight end. Love Questy, man. Okay, what is Questy gonna do now?
This is a very uncomfortable situation. So I will first hear offers for trade ups. Anybody looking to?
Let's take a look. Hold on, let me see the order.
I think that is Kwesi's first and only, not only first punch whenever he's tackling the draft is trade back.
Do the Bills? Hold on. Let's see what pick.
I think the Chiefs would be interested here.
I'll trade back with the Chiefs. How much can I get for that? Let me quickly look at the draft pick value chart. Okay, Kansas City moving from
what picks
31,
what picks does Kansas City have?
31, and
you get 31. So obviously,
yes, and then we could get not quite a second. We could get
like a third and a fifth, third and a sixth.
The difference between 23 and 31 is 160, which would be a third and a fourth, basically. 95 and 122.
I'll do those two to move up then. I don't really care.
Sweet. Say less.
Okay. Okay,
Kansas
so the
City's on
Chiefs
the
have moved
clock.
up with Minnesota. All right,
Mhm.
and the Chiefs are licking their chops. They're loaded up. They got Mahomes. They got everything they need. But the one thing they really want, they want to get to Burrow. They want to get to Lamar. They want to get to all those loaded AFC quarterbacks, and they're going to take Luke Van Ness, a power rusher that's going to get to those guys. What do we think of that pick?
That's a Luke Van nice pick.
I think he's bad. I don't think
Really?
he's a first round talent.
I thought he was good. Dude, I was under the impression this guy was like a top 20 pick.
This is one of my hot takes. Is that I don't think he's good.
Really? I've seen him mock
He
for
has
the
no
Bears
bag.
at 9.
He has no bag whatsoever. Every single play, he just runs up and he just will put his hands and just try and lower his head and just run as hard as he can. He's got no bag whatsoever. Now, could he develop one? Sure, but it's just I don't see it.
I've trusted the Chiefs coaching staff to make this trade work.
Yeah, they also lost Frank Clark in the offseason. So
They have no edge rushers. I mean, they have Willie Gay, I guess. They really don't have edge pressure, so they need to match on interior pressure. Okay, anyways. It's Dooley's pick with the Chargers. Wait.
No, I already picked with the Chargers.
No, the Jags.
Yeah,
Jags. I wrote it wrong.
Jaguars. Mm.
God, he's got no clue. This man has no clue. He's trying to recover.
No, I thought about the Jags pick earlier, and I wanted to take this guy.
and take him. What are we waiting on?
Yeah, we don't really care.
All right, we're going to pull the trigger.
Oh,
We're going to pull a trigger on the big boy, Darnell Washington.
Darnell
And
Washington.
I love that pick. That
I
is a
think
fun.
He would
Is
be
there anything that guy
such
lasts
a
the
good
Bears
pick.
in the second round?
I think he would be such a good fit.
He would be deadly for Chicago.
That's what I'm saying. If the Bears got hit with Cole Kmet and their receiving core,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome.
He would be a great fit for Jacksonville. They can ground and pound with ETN there. They can run him. I mean, he's the number 2 tight end with Ingram there. It's just such a matchup threat at the receiving end, and then such a matchup threat at the blocking end. I mean, Jacksonville would. I mean, you give that guy to Doug Peterson, he's going to make plays for him. So
Yeah,
that's what I've been thinking. The Jaguars would be a great fit for that guy.
Peterson ran a lot of 2 tight end sets in Philly with Ertz and Goddard. So I think Goddard was there when Peterson was there. Or am I tripping? Yeah. Either way, I like the fit. I was sort of thinking about these like prospect team fits, and they don't really have a reasonable way of getting within striking distance. But could you imagine what Kyle Shanahan would do with Darnell Washington?
Oh my gosh.
Because he is almost a better run blocker than offensive lineman. And oh yeah, he's also 6'7" and runs like a horse. So something to think about. You're up.
Yeah, with my next pick, I got the Giants. I think the Giants, they've beefed up their receiving core. They've got Daniel Jones. They beefed up their line. I think they're looking defense. I think they're looking in that secondary. And I think they're going to go with Emmanuel Forbes, the corner out of Mississippi State.
Ooh,
Interesting.
That dude is skinnier than.
Dude, he's 165 pounds. He's got to beef up. But he's instinctual.
Yeah,
From what I've seen, he's instinctual. He makes plays, and he can beef up when he gets to the league. And I think he's going to be good. I don't think he's going to be. I don't think he's going to be a day one stud like Sauce or anything like that. But I think year 2, year 3, he bulks up. He becomes a real player.
The first sentence on my write-up for Forbes is, and I quote, "Somebody get that man a sandwich."
No, I opened his draft profile of this thing, and it was like 6'1", 166. I thought it was 196. So I was like, oh, 6'1", 196. All right, solid size. Then I reread. I was like, I thought it was a typo.
No, like I think
Dude,
if you tried taking his blood for a blood test, the needle would go right through his arm.
Oh my god, that's so skinny.
like he is so slight.
He's good though, right?
But yeah, he's got good ball skills. A lot of people like him more than me. I think he's too skinny.
Now, Alex,
26.
you're the Cowboys or the Bengals?
I have Dallas.
Wait a minute.
What are you doing?
Oh, no. Dallas, yeah.
I have Dallas at 20.
Do you know anything about Joe Noteboom?
I have no idea who that is.
He's
Isn't he a
tackle on
tackle?
the Rams.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait, he's in the league. What about
No,
him?
no way, Brady. That's crazy.
Yeah. Wait, you have Dallas's pick here.
Yeah, I have Dallas's pick.
Yeah.
I know. I'm considering trading up.
Okay.
But
Well, there are two guys who I would take here. And I'm gonna pick the one that's just higher on my board, and I think is closer to best player available, and that would be Kalijah Kancey, the defensive tackle who doesn't really play like a defensive tackle. You were saying earlier, Brady, that you wanted to match him up with the Chargers. I don't really like that fit because the Chargers need like a two-gapper, like a Jordan Davis type, just like Haloti Ngata from the Ravens, just dominate the run game type defensive tackle. And Kancey is not that. He's under 300 pounds, and he's more of a pass rusher than he is a run stopper.
But do not want to talk about Goka.
And
well.
but I think Kancey would be a good fit in Dallas's defense because you line him up next to Micah Parsons, and you've got something nasty. So
okay.
All right. Dooley.
Who has? Let's see. Who would have the first pick of round 2?
Steelers.
Why do the Steelers have? Why did the Steelers have that pick?
Thanks for reminding me, Brady.
Yeah, thanks. Jules, why?
Y'all traded pick 32 for Chase Claypool.
Oh, that's right. Dang, that stinks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
Also,
Chase
when's
Claypool
Alex's
gets-
Vikings pick? Who did you trade back with?
31, the Chiefs.
Okay. Who of us would have pick 32? Who's before me? Alex? Alex, would you be interested
Yeah,
in
you would have pick
trading
32.
from 32 to 27?
Jules, that's your pick.
I'm 27. I'm the Bills. I want to trade down.
Why do you want to
And I
trade
think
up?
the Steelers trade up here. If you would be
Why?
down. What?
For who? For who?
I think they're gonna. Well, do you agree
Oh
to the
wait!
deal? Do you
Oh,
agree
there
to the
is a
deal?
guy here. There. Who'd you just say?
Do you agree to the deal?
There is a guy. There's a guy falling who's very high on my.
I know.
board.
I know. I'm gonna take him. If the Steelers have that pick, I'm gonna take him. If you want to trade.
Go crazy, man. It's your podcast.
Cool. So the Steelers are gonna trade up from 32 to 27, and they're gonna take Broderick Jones from Georgia.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, they need
he's
a
like the
tackle. I
best tackle
forgot.
left by a long slide, and I feel like the Steelers. I think that's one of their positions in need. Last time I checked, so
It is for sure.
I definitely think they go up and grab him.
Yeah, he fell a lot.
I mean, he can't fall out. He's not gonna fall
no.
out of the first round.
No way. And there are other tackles here that I think a lot of people would expect to go in the first round that do not look to be that way. Although maybe here at the end, something
All right, well,
happens.
With Cincinnati, they got banged up last year. Their O-line was struggling, and I think I give them the best interior alignment. I'm gonna give them Joe Tippmann from Wisconsin.
Whoa.
Is that not a bad pick?
Every pick Brady makes.
Wait, what's wrong with that? An interior lineman in the late 20th overall is not bad.
Well, yeah, but am I tripping or is Osiris Torrance still
Osiris
available?
is still there.
I don't know who that is.
He's the guard out of Florida, and he's
It's
got
too bad you
one of
just
the best
passed on
names.
him.
Okay, fine. I'm taking Osiris Torrance.
No, you made your pick. Pick is in. Roger Goodell.
I don't know what
already
I'm doing,
announced it.
dude. I don't know interior alignment, bro. I just go whatever the draft list.
That's
says.
okay. It's part of the mock draft. You've got them taking Joe Tippmann.
What are you looking at that has Joe Tippmann over Osiris Torrance?
ESPN.
Who wrote that?
ESPN. I don't know.
Just the entity that is ESPN wrote that. You're reading a Disney Enterprises mock draft. I don't know if we can. It's a literal Mickey Mouse mock draft. I don't know if we can.
Okay, well, you hit on my pick. We'll see when Cincinnati wins the Super Bowl with Joe Tippmann.
Oh, for sure, man.
Well, they'll take Joe
100%.
Tippmann in the fourth. They'll take Joe Tippmann in the fourth round and then go win the Super Bowl. All right. I actually have back-to-back picks here. I have Philly and then I have Minnesota.
Wait, you're forgetting the next.
Oh
pick.
wait, no, I'm skipping. So Jules, you're picking.
Oh,
for
I'm Philly.
New Orleans.
Wait, no,
The-
New
the
Orleans.
Goose-
I'm not New Orleans. 29 is New Orleans.
Yeah, that's where do you think we are, buddy?
I'm every 3 picks. So I'm 27 and 30.
Oh, since he was supposed to be your pick.
Oh, sorry, you take Cincy.
No. Since he was Brady, Alex is New Orleans. And then I'm the Eagles. Since he's 28.
Dallas
No,
is
KC
mine.
is mine. No, Cincy's mine. KC is mine. Or it was mine, and then I traded.
Cincy is Brady. He just
I get New Orleans. Okay.
Yeah. Your favorite
Oh,
team.
geez. Yeah.
You could screw him over if you choose.
Yeah, I'll take a punter here. Nah,
Why do you hate New Orleans so much?
because they're cheaters.
Position of need, everything.
Yeah, I'll just give him the best player on my board, who happens to be a LSU product.
Your boy.
BJ Ojulari staying in the Bayou.
Yeah, I
well,
know
actually
you're high
think
on him.
He'd be a really good fit. So you're welcome, New Orleans.
So now on to Philly with the 30th pick. A lot of ways they could go here. I kind of want to go best player available, or one of the best players available. And I just don't know if they need this position. They don't need this position. They don't need. I was thinking Miles Murphy, but they don't need an edge rusher because they've got. I was thinking Miles Murphy but Philly has plenty of edge rushers. They don't need that. They already took Bijan. So what are we looking at here? Philly just doesn't. They don't need much. I could see them taking a linebacker because they lost what's his name in free agency to the Bears. So let's see who's your best interior linebackers available, Alex.
Jack Campbell is my number one by a pretty wide margin. He's number 14 on my board.
He went to Iowa. He won like defensive player of the year or something, right?
Won the Buckus Award, I think.
He is nice.
All right, we'll go Jack Campbell at 30 to Philadelphia.
That's fair. They've got my boy Nakobe Dean, who was like a top 10 player on my board last year, and then
fell to like the third round.
Yeah.
Is this my pick or yours?
It's mine.
Okay.
Because I traded for it. Damn it.
That's right.
Well, no, I traded for yours, and then you just happened to get this. But anyways.
So the lame pick here would probably be Cam Smith.
Question. Would it be dumb if the Vikings drafted Jahmyr Gibbs here?
Yes.
Yes, they have Dalvin Cook.
Aren't they going to drop Cook?
Oh, no. Delvin will not be in purple next year.
I thought they were cutting him.
Yeah, he was – A, he's old, and B, he's expensive. So I, along with everybody else, expected him to be cut this offseason, and I think there's still – if they don't trade him on that draft day, then he's getting cut, I think. But Jahmyr Gibbs in the first round is a bit of a stretch, particularly for an analytics-minded GM. So
fair.
Not the move, in my humble opinion. So, God, there's not a ton here as far as it's the same problem with the fact that the 4 receivers have gone and the top corners have all gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I will take I'll take a receiver. I don't care. Not first round value maybe, but we're at 31. I'm taking Josh Downs, wide receiver, North Carolina.
Dude, that guy's a stud.
I was hoping you'd say, a different guy, receiver with first letter is J.
Jalen Hyatt, the third rounder.
Oh,
Give me a break. He's not a third round. He'll go in the second.
yeah, he might go in the first if someone values speed enough.
I could see the Chargers taking him, but I gave him Addison instead of him.
Yeah, I actually have another. Yeah, I think Downs is another slot type role. I don't think the gap between he and Zay Flowers is huge. And I think he would fit in nicely. And lots of Vikings fans are optimistic that KJ Osborne can be wide receiver too. I'm not one of them.
Yeah, I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
Well,
It's like
there's
the Bears
also the
saying Darnell
thought,
Mooney is a wide receiver 1.
the thought that Hawkinson can be wide receiver 2, and then Osborne can just be wide receiver 3 again, which logic makes sense. Maybe I'm just a impatient fan and I want some more juice. So
No, fair enough.
Yeah, because you guys
I
don't
would
have
say the
enough.
same
You
thing.
guys don't have enough offensive juice compared to the Bears.
So if they take
Well, actually, the Bears kind of do now. Like,
if they took Cam Smith here, would you be disappointed or would you be like, meh?
if they trade down, I don't really care who they take. I'm happy with it.
so you want them to trade down?
Well,
I want them to
after
trade
our
up.
receivers were gone.
Yeah,
Alex, who do you want them to trade up for then? What quarterback do you like?
any of them.
So if they
you
traded
want
up to
Stroud.
so if they traded up to 9, let's say with the Bears, and they took Will Levis, would you be happy? And they gave up a first and like a third?
Yes, that's actually exactly what I mocked, and I would stand by it.
Will Levis.
I don't
I
think
would
you
love
guys
to
are
see him in a
understanding
Minnesota Vikings
I
uniform.
hope you guys
I
take
don't
Will
think-
Levis.
I don't think you guys are understanding how perfect of a environment Minnesota is for a young, unpolished, toolsy quarterback.
He's not unpolished. He's
Because-
bad.
He's unpolished.
He's bad.
He
Dude, he couldn't
Yes.
win. He couldn't beat not bad team. He couldn't score against good teams in the SEC. If he can't score in the college, how's he
Okay.
going to score in the league?
last
Dude,
last
he was
year
bad.
he was hurt.
He played the whole
You
season.
can't-
How hurt can you be?
Well,
He wasn't that good. He also has mayo in his coffee, eats banana peels. I don't like it.
yeah, that's a bit of a red flag. I don't
That's
know
red
about-
flag.
Red flags. Hey,
but I think-
he did lose to Vanderbilt this year. That takes talent.
They lost to Vandy?
guys.
There's
You
no way they
can't-
lost to Vandy? Oh
Mhm.
my God, he's going to go top 10. Like, this is the problem with the league.
Judge,
If you can't win in college, how are you supposed to be good in the NFL? Like,
there
what-
are so
Like what
The-
what quarterbacks in the NFL right now were bad in college and lost
Josh
in
Allen.
college? Josh Allen was Josh Allen not like a tank at Wyoming?
no, he was bad. He had more picks than touchdowns. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, what other quarterbacks? Like think of all the other quarterbacks going top. Anthony Richardson led a top 25 team. CJ Stroud and Bryce Young were both in the championship game pretty much.
Levis led a top 25 team as a junior.
Yeah, and then they suck this year.
Yeah, because all of his. You know what you can do? Go to the PFF big board and then go sort by teams Kentucky, and you will find maybe one other guy other than Levis who is even in the realm of possibility.
Look,
for
if the,
NFL play.
if the Vikings go on Thursday night and they call up and they give up a first and a second or whatever, third or whatever it is to the Bears.
We don't have a second.
If they give up their first and their third and 23 to the Bears for Will Levis, I will be jumping up and down. I will be thrilled.
I think it's worth.
That
the
would be
risk.
awesome.
I think it's.
I
worth the risk.
would be very excited.
And I think the likelihood that you are right and the likelihood that you are so wrong are closer than you might be comfortable with. I think there is maybe 40-ish% chance that he hits.
No, but if he doesn't hit, he's gonna suck.
Yeah, sure. I don't care what happens. This is sort of like a philosophy thing I have with quarterbacks. Is a
I'm
lot of
literally in
people have been
philosophy
saying,
right now.
Wow, congrats.
People have been saying that Stroud has a higher floor.
Dude, Stroud is a
Richardson
stud. I don't know why
Levis.
people are hating on him. I don't care about the stupid Wonderlink test.
It's I don't care about floors. If you're comparing the
about
floors
that.
of quarterbacks, if you're comparing like worst case scenario, CJ Stroud is like the 25th best quarterback in the NFL. I don't really care. At that point, he might as well be the worst. I do like.
No, Alex.
So, yeah.
Can we call on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Give me a damn break.
I agree. I agree that like the floor. That's why I love that the Vikings have Kirk and the Lions have Goff because their ceilings are so much lower than like other quarterbacks. Like I agree that the ceiling matters so much more than the floor, but like when your ceiling percentage is so low, in my opinion, like Anthony Richardson and Will Levis, I don't see them reaching their ceiling is crazy high, especially Richardson. I don't see them reaching that though. Like CJ Stroud's ceiling is just as high as theirs, in my opinion. I mean, CJ Stroud. No. CJ Stroud is being compared to Tua, and Tua's only knock really is that he's small. CJ Stroud is 6'3",
and that he's injury prone.
I'm
and that he's not accurate and that he's not strong.
CJ Stroud is.
No. Tua.
Yeah, Stroud's accuracy is fine. My problem with Stroud is that he did not consistently show that he could deal with pressure. And that's sort of an Ohio State thing. And you saw it with Fields as a rookie, and he's still sort of learning how to deal with pressure. And
he was much better last
Stroud,
year.
Yeah, it's something that you have to learn. And Stroud does not have the athletic gifts.
Quarterback guru Alex Ismail.
Stroud does not have the athletic gifts that Fields does. He can't run away from guys. And like you'll see plays last year from Fields where he's like breaks the pocket, scrambles around for 20 seconds, and then chucks a ball that maybe he shouldn't have thrown. But at some point, you just have to say, like, okay, good on you for extending the play. Stroud, at times last year, freaked out once pressure got to him, and for the majority of the year, did not have pressure on him. So when I think his ceiling, if you want to project him to like one of the better quarterbacks in today's NFL, is Joe Burrow.
Well, if he's Joe Burrow, he's the top 3 quarterback.
Oh, give me a break, Brady. It's a ceiling.
But if there's a big gap in their ability to deal with pressure, because Burrow's ability to deal with pressure is one of the best I've ever seen.
How about a Kirk Cousins?
I could see it. I could see Stroud being Kirk.
Fair.
Just like, I mean, Kirk is now 35 and not very athletic, but Stroud could be a slightly more mobile Kirk, but he's never going to run. So,
fair.
I could see it, and if I'm ranking the 4 quarterbacks based on how much I want the Vikings to trade up for him, it's Young, it's Richardson, it's Levis, then Stroud, because I think I think Kevin O'Connell could do something really nice with both Levis and Richardson, and I think he could do something fine with Stroud. So I see what there is to like about Stroud in that his production was off the charts. He's accurate, and he was a winner to a large extent, but he had so much elite talent around him that you can't just say he threw for 4,000 yards 2 seasons in a row and he won all these games, because against Georgia, he was great, but against Michigan 2 years in a row, he was trash. And I don't think there's enough of a sample size of him playing against competitors that were better than his teammates. Because his teammates, remember, we drafted Paris Johnson Jr. in this first round. We drafted Jackson Smith and Jigba in this first round. Emeka Egbuka is going to be a first rounder next year. DeJuan Jones.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
DeJuan Jones. They had a center who's going to be drafted
He'll be
White
second,
Blair, I think his
third,
name
probably,
is.
right?
Yes. And then last year he had Olave and he had Garrett Wilson. Like
It's decent. It's all right.
to say that your reasoning to believe that Stroud will be a stud and Levis will suck is because of their college production, I don't think is sound reasoning.
Okay. All right, I have another question.
Hmm.
What's your opinion on Darnell Wright? Because I've seen him being mocked to the Bears at 9, and we just had him not go in the first round.
I mocked him to the Bears in a trade back with the Vikings at 23.
Yeah, he did.
So I have Darnell Wright as a back of the first round, a projected player, offensive tackle 3.
All right, fair. Behind Jones and Paris Johnson.
Brady, I'll tell you
If
this.
we look at grades, Johnson is OT 4. My ranking goes Broderick Jones 1, Anton Harrison 2, Darnell Wright 3, Paris Johnson 4. But I think Paris Johnson could be drafted higher because his athletic profile is better.
Gotcha.
Brady, I
What do you say,
told Alex, like, at the start of this year, maybe even last year, I was like, hey, there's a guy that we have who's going to be real good, and he's going to be maybe a first-round pick, and it's Darnell Wright. And I sent him that months before. I sent him that before the season started.
He sent me that before I was looking at tape.
Interesting.
Jules, I sent you that a while back, and I was like, Darnell Wright, this guy's a dog. And
hang on a second.
I sent you this a while ago. And I went into every Tennessee game this year knowing, not thinking, knowing that there ain't going to be a problem on the right side. Like, that's set. There was no one able to get pressure basically all season. Will Anderson got totally handled by Darnell Wright. Harold Perkins, I think, on LSU, he didn't do anything against us. You look at all the other games, there was just no pressure on Darnell Wright the whole season. It was amazing. And I mean, whatever team gets him is getting a great right tackle. So I would be very happy if the Bears take him.
I got so annoyed watching Tennessee tape because of that fake offense that you run. And it makes it impossible to because how many times did you see Hooker take 7-step drops and need to take 4 seconds in the pocket? Basically never. And so he did an amazing job for what it was that he was asked to do, but that's the same problem I have with Hooker, the same problem I have with Hyatt, to a lesser extent with Tillman, is that all these guys didn't play actual football. They played Tennessee football.
Yeah, but
Tennessee
haven't you seen a lot of these NFL OCs are saying, like, we want to get Tennessee's offense involved in our game? I've seen multiple things about that.
Just pulling this one out from that Reddit guy.
So then my question would be, how many other players could play in Tennessee's system flawlessly?
Like 90%.
I mean, you're in the NFL. You can.
I think Anthony Richardson would have put up 90% of Hooker's production in the Tennessee offense.
I don't know about that. Not with the accuracy.
I mean, Hooker threw 3 picks the entire year?
His ratio was like 29-3, and it was the same last year too.
Because all he did was
the rushing touchdowns.
No, he didn't drop back. He's in the gun the entire time, and he's making one read. And if his read isn't there, then he's tucking it and running it. So it's very hard to throw.
That's just
you're not, dude. Literally, you're not. Every time Hooker drops back, bro, he just scans one side of the field and goes. Alex isn't wrong.
And then if it's
you can
not
see that from
there,
watching on TV.
So he's either throwing a quick slant, throwing a bubble screen,
throwing a wheel,
throwing a long ball, or running.
You're not
and
wrong.
It works. And
how does that work?
Because the fast tempo and formation funny business.
We split our receivers far outside too, and that helps because it creates more space. There's no linebackers.
It's a offense.
There's no linebackers that can stay in coverage out there. So I mean, it's just very effective across the board.
It's a genius offense, but it makes reviewing prospects impossible because you're trying to project this to doing something that they like. I have no idea if Jalen Hyatt has ever run up like an in and out move in his life, where like any sort of like has he ever run a comeback before? I don't know if I've ever seen
Yeah.
it. It's like
Yeah, he's run comebacks.
okay, well the fact that you actually honored that question as legitimate proves my point because that is like he ran posts and streaks and bubble screens. Like that's what he did. So and it translates to offensive line too, which is my drawback on Wright. And also Wright is I have some very funny clips of Wright trying to get out in the open space and pave the way for a running back and just falling flat on his face. He is not the most graceful in the open field. So I don't know the scheme that Chicago runs as far as
A winning scheme.
Well, they run. No,
do they? Do
what?
they?
The Bears run a lot of zone run scheme, a lot of zone outside zone stuff, traps.
Okay.
I mean, you got to be able to move. You got to be able to move laterally.
Yeah, I don't know if Wright's your guy. I would look at
Paris.
Paris. Yeah, Broderick Jones would be very good. Harrison is. I don't know when you would draft Harrison because he's not going to be there at your second round picks. But 9 is rich. 9 is very rich for Harrison. So I don't know. We'll leave that up to polls.
Mm-hmm.
That's
All right,
scary.
well-
Like, they should be able to mess this up. It'd be so hard for the Bears to mess up this draft. They need everything, and they have a lot of picks.
Hey, we find a way sometimes, you know.
We find a way. I know.
Take Bijan at 9, and then
Take Bijan, then we take like a tight end or something at second round.
Yeah, there you go. Become a run first team.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Got through the whole first round. A few surprising picks, a lot of mispronunciations from Brady's end, but, you know, that was
My bad.
expected.
We get a golf clap for Brady and his pronunciations. I don't even know if I can give you an A for effort. Maybe like a C- for effort.
Hey,
and
C's
an
got
F
the
for
grades.
execution.
You know how it works.
And we did get the best receivers in the draft taken before the Vikings, so another clap for that.
Were you conspiring against me? Is that what that was?
No, never.
I see how it is.
I mean, the back-to-back picks might look suspicious, but that's okay.
Yeah, I think that's actually my fear. I think that's how it's going to play out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it makes
All right,
sense.
well, thanks for joining
I don't
us,
see the
Alex.
Chargers drafting a receiver, but
Thanks for joining, Alex. Hopefully
Always.
your own mocks are as close to reality as they could be.
Oh, I nailed it this year. 31 for 31.
Of course.
No misses.
Put it all on DraftKings and just boom, 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 boom. Parlay all 31 picks.
Yeah,
It's a
Warren Buffett
get-rich
gonna give me
quick
$1 billion
scheme, you know?
For a perfect mock draft.
Hmm?
Instead of a perfect bracket, I just make perfect mock draft. That's all I do.
Exactly. All right. See y'all later. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching.